Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to my very first video. To anyone new here, hi, my name is Katie and I'm a digital artist. In today's video, I'm going to go over some ways that you can come up with ideas for art pieces. This video topic was suggested by one of my followers on Instagram, so to the wonderful person who suggested this video, thank you. Well, let's get to the video. When starting an art piece, the first thing we normally do is think about what we want to draw. It can either be a person, place, creature, an object, or perhaps a theme. But what about afterward? Sometimes it can be hard to expand on an idea from this general point. For an example, we may know we want to draw a character, but how? What pose shall we have them in? What are they doing? The list can go on and on, but have no fear, I'm going to share with you some tips that can help you combat any worries you may have. However, before we get to the nitty-gritty, I want to first say this. Coming up with ideas for art pieces is going to be a personal choice. Now I can give you tips and examples, but it is you, the artist, who will have to figure out at the end of the day how to utilize these tips. Okay? Well, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the main part of the video. This tip is going to be for those who really have trouble hitting the ground running. If you sit in front of your canvas or paper and truly have no idea what to draw, don't worry, we've all experienced this before, but using references and turning them into art studies can help you. The pictures on the left are some of my art studies. These are heavily based on reference pictures I found on Pinterest. I stylized the faces and changed the clothing a bit, but for the most part, they are quite similar to their original sources on the right. Let's say that you want to draw one of your favorite characters, whether it be from a movie, anime, cartoon, video game, etc. However, despite knowing what you want to draw, maybe conceptualizing the picture in its entirety is still proving difficult. Well, sometimes a certain scene can be very inspiring. So what do? We sort of do a draw this in your style based on a screenshot. For these two pieces, I really wanted to draw Ariel and Ursula, of course from Disney's animated movie, The Little Mermaid. However, these pictures were more or less inspired by screenshots from the movie on the left. Of course, I took creative liberty with the overall composition, but you can see where the inspiration came from. For most of you, it shouldn't come as any surprise that some of my biggest inspirations for art pieces derives from doing fan art. It's been like this for the past 10 years. One thing I found to be true when it comes to doing art pieces based on fan art is to showcase specific elements that reflect the character. From the examples above, we have Yzma with her wicked grin, but also with some llamas around her since she turned Emperor Cusco into a llama. Then we have Aang and Momo, as well as my representation of him bending air, since, he's an airbender. No matter the fan art, I try to showcase some kind of specific element that reflects the character. First up, we have the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland. Off with their heads was the main inspiration from this picture. If you've seen the movie, then you know that she literally does go and say, well, off with their heads. I wanted to have cards flying everywhere since her minions are legit playing cards. I even have one of the cards showing shock from her outburst. In the second example, we have Penny from The Rescuers. I wanted to have the gloomy weather from the swamps, the diamond that she was supposed to go into that cave thing to find. I even have the two mice who went and rescued her. And of course, Teddy, her teddy bear. Now, this tip is going to be for those who don't mind letting their imagination really take hold. Some of my favorite pictures aren't fan art pieces or art studies. They're when I let my imagination roam and whatever happens, happens. Here we have the sisters, yin and yang. As I'm sure you can tell, I was going for the representation of yin and yang itself, darkness and light, or good and bad, I guess angelic and evil, kind of, not really evil. But I actually did a redraw of these two, which you can see on the right, a few years back. To this day, these two are some of my favorite creations. But let's say we have an even crazier idea. How exactly would that work if we went and pushed more of an unorthodox mindset for an art piece? The first picture, well, it was inspired by an interesting looking fish that is actually in the picture itself with our mermaid. I thought it looked cool, and so I wanted to combine the character with the fish. The second picture is a character combined with a rose. It literally is that simple. A character plus a rose. I created that. The third is a girl who is the anemone that some of the clownfish reside in, while the last picture is based off of a bee. See? Even mixing characters with animals, plants, and insects can result in something interesting. The next tip I can give you is to somehow make your artwork personal. Really tap into what you like and or what you want to see and bring that idea forward. In the first picture, I wanted to see how I can represent the Northern Lights as a person. I absolutely love looking at pictures and seeing videos of the Northern Lights, so I thought, how would I showcase this as a character? It is the same with the second picture. I love astrology, so I wanted to personify the sun as a character. What would this character look like? Doing this picture was so much fun as it was combining two things I loved, astrology and art. For the third picture, I tapped into my love for fortune telling, tarot, and again astrology to come up with the fortune teller. The last and final tip that I can give you is to come up with a theme. It can be something as simple as going to the pumpkin patch and carving a pumpkin, as seen in the picture on the left, or the first day of school, as seen in the picture on the right. Coming up with a basic theme and bouncing some ideas around can help you think of something you might not have done before. Also, this tip can tie into number 5 perfectly. The back-to-school picture is based around all the pictures my mom took of me on the first day of school when I was a kid, so I've represented this memory in a picture. So, just as a little review, we have the following categories that can help you jumpstart the creative idea process: reference images, screenshots, fan art, thinking outside of the box, personal experiences, and theme drawings. Once again, the creative process of how we come up with ideas, how we bring those ideas into fruition, is truly a personal process and is primarily based on years of making mistakes, taking giant leaps of faith, and having trust in yourself that you know what choices to make for what you want to do and what you want to put out into the world. Well, that's it for the video. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you use some of these ideas, if you aren't already, in your future art pieces. Let me know down in the comments which tip you found the most useful, or if you have any other helpful tips, please share them not only with me, but with your fellow art colleagues. Now it's time for me to sound like a YouTuber. So, if you liked this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to press the notification bell so you'll know when a new video is posted. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know down in the comments as well. Thank you so much to the individual who suggested this topic. I hope it helped you in some shape or form, and thank you to everyone who watched my very first video. Have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are, and I hope to see you next time.